G'day guys, my name's Jim Taousanis and I'm an author of the author of Underworld Commando and various other books, including the Amiga War Conspiracy. These are some of my friends, Guy, Nick and Trent, and today we're going to give you an overview of the martial arts. A big topic, so I'm not here to give you techniques, I'm here to give you an overview and a broad understanding of the martial arts. Really, what is it that you're looking at? So when we think about, let's say, the classical martial arts, which is could have got you, I might have got you, if I had I would have killed you, and things like that. We're talking about Kung Fu, we're talking about Karate, Hapkido, Aikido, those particular styles which are good at fighting each other. As the special forces say, they're good at fighting each other. Then we go into sports martial arts. So we start looking at things like judo, boxing, wrestling, Muay Thai. These are restricted by rules. Even the UFC is restricted by rules. And so you'll find that out as soon as we start talking about targets with vital strikes. Beyond that is there's been a great development over the last 30 years, maybe 40 years, with very rapid gaining a very rapid increase in knowledge and technique and continuation from where the martial arts have been immobilized for centuries, if not thousands of years. So we began with the Greek Olympics, that Alexander took that, Alexander the Great, into India, up into China, over to Japan, up into Southeast Asia, Second World War, we went into America, up into Europe, Queensberry rules 3 centuries before the Second World War. But these things were slow in getting started up again. But now there's been an exponential growth. So with no further comments there, just a little bit of demonstration. I think you've got the picture there. One more thing that I really want to stress and say is that here we learn things in reverse. So we're looking at boxing skills first, then kicks, elbows, knees, then the skills of wrestling and judo combined, and jiu-jitsu. Not necessarily too much Brazilian jiu-jitsu because of the surface of the ground. Here we have a surface that will cut the skin but won't break the bones if you fall on it. Out in the street you have a surface, or anywhere else in nightclubs, other places, there are surfaces that will break your bones, kneecap, especially if you're doing a double leg and that sort of thing, where you're pounding the kneecap into the ground. So the first thing we want to look at is vital strikes. So Trent's going to demonstrate those for us, and I'll give him the targets on the nearest bag. Over there, Trent. Let's go with that one. Vital strikes will get you out of trouble. I'm going to talk a little closer. So vital strikes will get you out of trouble if your life is threatened. That's why we call them vital life-threatening strikes. Vital strikes. I'll give you the target, Trent. Nose, ears, eyes, groin, finger break, neck, and throat. Good. Shins and knees and toes. Okay, what you saw there I can't demonstrate on people because everything you touch is going to break. I gave you the targets. So it's the target that registers in the mind of the defender, and that target is then struck with a variety of different techniques which you just saw now. The next thing, you'll notice that Trent had his arms up. We learned that from boxing. So it's essential that the student learns boxing so that he can defend himself. So with boxing we do various things such as this. Let's get you over here, Guy. So you're attacking with boxing. Okay, so what you saw there was vital strikes applied to a boxer. Not much of a competition, not much of an exchange, and that would work with a wrestler as well. So vital strikes trump everything, but we don't use them because we can't. Everything you touch breaks. Eyes, ears, nose, groin, and so on, throat, and you heard them earlier. Next thing we want to know is kicks. So kicking defenses. We practice kicks, and you can find that in some of my earlier videos, but we practice the kicks for defense. The best kick is a low kick because it is low risk. So Nick, kicking. Okay, thank you, Nick. So you can see there that the kick was caught and then the guy's on one leg, very vulnerable. Okay, next thing we're going to do is just show you a little bit of the, or explain a little bit of the grappling. With the grappling, Trent, most people will have up to 50, or most black belts in judo and jiu-jitsu will have up to 50 variety of techniques and variations. However, in competition, we notice they're only using 5 or 6 of their favorite. Okay, so of course there is the ability and it's beneficial, but the thing you learn first is the thing that you learn best. So here, some of the things that a tall guy can, let's say a short guy myself can use, is to spring it. You've got to set it up and use it in combination. So up here into the wrestler. A wrestler will push his hips back. That's better than upright as a judoka will do. So from here, hips back, I might press his head down and set something up. So as I spring him, because I'm shorter than he is, I put him in a bear hug. For instance, another thing again, I can set it up. He springs up. I take him backwards because I pushed him forward, take him backwards into, let's say, osoto. These techniques work, they're very good. The more simple, the better. So one more time, I pull his head in, I spring him, he comes up. This time, as I went in for a bit of a bear hug, I tripped him from behind. Very easy. Trips are good. So here, tripping, guillotine is very, very useful. Another good technique. For a tall guy, he's going to be putting his favorite technique, which is going to be a guillotine on me. So he might push me first for a soto. Set up a soto. Right. And then I resist that, so he lifts his elbow and puts me in a guillotine. Guillotine. Elbow over. Okay, that's a good technique for a tall guy because he's got the high ground. Another good technique for a tall guy is simply to put his arm over your head and then throw you. So right from here, put the arm. So he's got a hip throw, he can use his leg. Those are good techniques. Also, which you might have putting his leg between my legs. The most simple are the best. Thank you, Nick. And right, we're moving along. What happens on the ground? So I'll pull a little bit. Can you guys pull that over into the center up here? So what happens on the ground? If you fall on the ground, it's better to know how to escape and get to your feet. So Trent, have a lay down here for a moment. Feet toward me. He's got the option, if I'm coming in, to kick at me. The best option is to kick one, turn over, side kick as I try to come in again. And with that, he's right up on his feet straight away. A good way of escape. Turn over, side kick, get up from that position, easy to get up. The next thing is a get up itself. So guy, come and lay down. Feet that way. Okay, so if I'm down here, let's pretend I'm down there between his legs, he wants to do a get up, reverse that, he's going to push me into the ground and get up on top. Get up. One of the best things you can do is to get up, put your legs back, bring your chest forward. So you learn that as a get up. There are techniques for that. One of the early mistakes that was made two decades ago with one of the Gracies was, well, he demonstrated the point, and that was against a Kung Fu master. So what he did is, Kung Fu guy was taken to the ground, he turned and exposed his back. When that happens, you've got an armbar and chokes of various types, all sorts of things. So it's better to face your opponent and prawn or shrimp escape. Back then, the world didn't know about that, but we do now. All right, put these mats away from me, guys. Just drag them off, and we'll have a look at some weapons next. For a complete martial artist, the street is the objective, how to defend against a variety of different things. Who was it, Trent? Okay, Trent's going to initiate a couple of attacks. Go. Once I've taken it, I can stab him again. Thank you, Trent. Notice I didn't defend the first strike. The reason I didn't defend the first strike, whatever it may be, is because I want my adrenaline to rise, I want my focus to increase, and I want to then go in and train myself to go in every time on the second strike. I can avoid one and then go in. If you start running, someone will attack you and hack you to pieces. And that's very, you can find that on live footage if you search it. Another thing is the machete. The machete is easier to defend than a smaller knife. So machete attack here from on top. Okay, so here we can come underneath, but a simpler way, just from on top here, under there. Okay, so we did snake hand. If it's very sharp, I may get a little cut or a nick. It's not much. If I put my right foot forward, I can take it off, and now I have it. Again, the same attack here, right in the neck, this way. So I can goose take that thing. If I get away from the first one, and he comes in with the backhand, exactly the same way up here over the top. Notice he's a bit tall for me to do that same defense, so I have to come under for an armbar and then over again and take it off him that way. Gun defense. The complete martial artist should be well equipped. So, okay, go up close and point the gun at him. Take it off him. Okay, so in that demonstration, the first thing was to divert the trajectory of the bullet. Next thing is to gooseneck the hand, to turn the hand. And while you're doing so, to point the gun at the other guy. If the, as we've said before, if the finger's on the outside of the trigger guard, you're not going to get shot in a hurry. If it's inside, it'll go off very quickly, trained or untrained. But it's no good trying to take the gun from here. Wait, don't comply too much until this guy with the gun gets in close. Move it, and then over there. Right. So I can be frustrated because he's not complying to what I'm telling him to do from here. I'll get closer, and as I do, there's your opportunity. All right, I think we've covered it there. Remember, just recapping, the ground is important, and what surface you have on the ground. Get to your feet as soon as you can. Learn your boxing first. Learn it all in reverse to the UFC. Boxing, kicking, elbows and knees we didn't cover, but they're short-range weapons. And then we can go into judo, jiu-jitsu, and so on, and wrestling. Wrestling, the wrestlers tend in competition to beat the judo guys because the judo guys aren't taking the legs, and the gi makes a difference. All right, folks, I hope you gained something from this, and we'll all see you next time. Come on up and say farewell.
Thank you. Thanks for watching. Thank you.